Corruption and abuse of power is something that happens in every working field. In today's video, we're taking a look at police officers who were caught being corrupt. Before we move into the first police officer's corruption scandal, if you guys could go down below and hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's move into the video. This police officer was told to investigate a vehicle. Little did he know that it was actually a bait vehicle. And when he went to the vehicle, he pocketed pills found and also over $1,000 in cash. He then reported that there was nothing in the car, yet this car was planted with the cash and the pills by the police department. All of this was even caught on the officer's body cam.
A crooked cop is caught in the act on his own body camera video. The key piece of evidence led to the conviction of a former MTSU police officer just this month.
Now, the case started with a missing AR-15, and as News Channel 5's Nick Barra shows us, it ended with an elaborate sting, all caught on camera.
This is former MTSU officer Marco Burke's body cam video as he approaches an abandoned vehicle on campus last year. What he doesn't know is that this is a sting to see what Burke would do when tempted.
What really is called an integrity test.
Chief Buddy Peaster suspected that Burke had stolen an AR-15 from an MTSU police locker, but he couldn't prove it. So Murfreesboro police set a bait car on campus along with some hidden cameras. Officer Burke was sent alone to investigate the abandoned vehicle. Watch as he zeroes in on a bottle of pills, which he pockets. Then Burke also grabs $1,100 cash and another bottle of pills. Moments later, he reports nothing unusual to dispatch.
There were two officers sentenced to 25 years and 18 years in prison. This was the biggest corruption scandal in Baltimore police history. The leader of the corrupt task force was sentenced to 25 years and another was sentenced for 18.
Vic, Sergeant Wayne Jenkins got 25 years in federal prison earlier today, and moments ago, Detective Marcus Taylor got an 18-year sentence. He gave a rambling speech to the judge. He says he is innocent. He vows to fight this. She says that she regrets that he feels he wasn't treated fairly. She gave the government exactly what they wanted. Again, an 18-year sentence for him. Judge sentenced Sergeant Wayne Jenkins to 25 years in federal prison.
You have a gun and cocaine, probably I would say 2 1/4 just by looking at it.
The former head of the corrupt Baltimore Police Gun Trace Task Force wept and apologized for crimes that prosecutors say included at least 10 armed robberies, planting evidence, falsifying overtime, and selling $1 million worth of drugs, including prescriptions looted from pharmacies after Freddie Gray's death.
Two police officers were arrested for public corruption charges. From my understanding, what these officers were doing was stealing the taxpayers' money. They would arrive late and leave early, but they logged their hours completely different and take advantage of overtime pay. This is stealing the taxpayers' money. Supposedly, they've made over $120,000 doing this.
Federal prosecutors say it was a years-long scheme to fraudulently obtain overtime money. Money they say was federal funding to support highway safety programs like sobriety checkpoints. Former Lieutenant Daniel Griffin and former Sergeant William Robertson allegedly arrived late to their shifts and left early and falsified records.
To create the impression that they were working the entire overtime shift, Griffin and Robertson ensured that their co-conspirators all entered the same false number of hours worked into the system and entered false citation times to make it look like they were working the full 4-hour overtime shift when instead it was something less.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling says they profited to the tune of at least $120,000 in taxpayer money.
These two Columbus police officers were arrested and are in jail for federal drug charges. The FBI arrested them. The thing that's very interesting about this is these two officers are actually narcotic officers and now are being placed in jail for federal drug charges.
Two Columbus police officers are in jail on federal drug charges.
NBC4's Catherine Ross is live at police headquarters with what we're learning about this FBI investigation.
Yeah, Hattie and Matt, good morning. Well, so far we haven't learned too much. We are expecting to learn the details about those cases when the officers appear in court later today, but so far the city and the Division of Police here have not released any information. Now, here's what a source confirms to our NBC4 anchor, Carrie Charles. They say that officers John Koczkowski and Marco Marino were arrested on federal drug charges by FBI agents on Tuesday. Both officers are part of the narcotics division at CPD. Now, according to state prison records, Koczkowski is being held in the Delaware County Jail. Marino is at the Correction Center of Northwest Ohio. booking information for both does not include the charges that they're facing. Now, the two officers are scheduled to face a judge today, and that is when we expect a lot of those records and details in these cases to be unsealed as well. But for now, live and local for you in Columbus, Catherine Ross, NBC4.
This police chief was sentenced because he was protecting drug shipments. He had an oath to protect and serve, and the way he goes about this is by protecting drug shipments. He said that even if he could go back, he wouldn't stop doing it. He made way too much money.
Major developments in another big story we've been following for months. It was sentencing day for a former police chief. Donald Solomon told undercover agents he was the best cop money could buy, and now he's going to prison for it. Channel 11's Alan Jennings is live with the video that led to his conviction and the punishment that was handed down today. Alan.
Got slammed, Vince. 11 years, 3 months. Stood before the judge and apologized to his children, the FBI, law enforcement in general, for violating his personal and public trust. The former East Washington police chief left the courthouse. His public defender attorney told him not to talk to me. U.S. Attorney David Hickton, meanwhile, called the 11-year sentence most appropriate.
The videotapes showing actual drug transactions where he was using his uniform, his police car, and operating in a fashion to protect the transaction and then escort the perpetrators to Interstate 79 was beyond chilling.
Here's that FBI surveillance video of then Police Chief Don Solomon meeting with who Solomon thought were drug dealers. They were actually FBI agents and FBI informants.
Purchased law enforcement tasers for a purported drug dealer to use those tasers in collection activities were shocking, to say the least.
During a year-long investigation, secretly shot FBI video also captured Solomon delivering his intentions to make thousands of dollars protecting cocaine dealers. And that's not all.
There was another line that captured some attention where he was asked if he wanted to continue in this type of behavior, and he said, hell yeah.
Solomon took about $7,800 to protect the alleged drug dealers. He'll be sentenced to federal prison. He's going to be allowed to self-report, and he asked the court if he could take part in prison ministry when he gets there. When he gets out of prison, he'll be nearly 70 years old. Live on Grant Street, Alan Jennings, Channel 11 News.
And that he said, I'm the best cop money can buy. Well, all the money in the world apparently can't keep that cop and former police chief out of jail.
There's a new police chief in town, just 6 days ago on the job, and is already taking action, already charging multiple police officers, 6 days on the job, and 6 officers getting ready to be charged. This man got his new role and seriously is making an impact on the community already. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, the shoe did drop on some of these officers today who apparently were surprised at their homes and taken into custody. At least one of them apparently caught on the highway as Michigan State Police followed him from a certain location. The chief did manage to take himself and his wife to the Ypsilanti State Police Post to turn himself in. He rolled out slowly and without comment in his Chevy pickup, the former chief of police, Mike St. Andre, and his wife, Sandy, both charged but free for the evening.
I'm kind of glad it's over.
He's only been on the job for 6 days now, and already Robert Dickerson has suspended 4 officers for misconduct, and today saw his predecessor, former Chief Mike St. Andre, charged. But several days ago, Dickerson wanted to take stern action.
I was ready to terminate him last week. However, because of the fact that they were given the direction, as I told you on the phone last week, they were given the direction and their supervision from the chief, and he basically approved the stuff that they were doing on that investigation.
Action News has learned that 4 of the 6 officers charged today are the same 4 members of the Romulus Police Special Investigations Unit who were suspended without pay for 30 days last week.
If you guys enjoy more criminal or judge videos, drop a like and subscribe. Click on another video on the screen right now to continue watching more videos just like this one, and I'll see you guys in that next video.